Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how we all doing today, guys? Another decent day today. It wasn't quite as warm. It's kind of funny. After a 70 and an 80 degree day, what should have felt like a beautiful spring day actually felt kind of cold and raw. So it's funny how, weather is so relative that way. But still, it was a pretty good day. I got a bunch of stuff done. Again, learning to pivot. I was starting 2 big tile jobs this morning. And I get to the first, and they're both condos within the same building we sold last year. Upgrades people wanted to do. First one, they got the wrong tile. The design wasn't right. I'm like, all right, no problem. I'll go over and do the other one while you guys figure out which one to do. And I get over to the second one, and they bought the wrong type of tile. They bought a bathroom floor tile, shower tile for a backsplash, and it just wasn't going to work. It would be a million cuts, and it just would look terrible. And I'm like, no big deal. We'll reschedule for next week. I want you guys to get something you're going to be happy with, and it's going to look good. And she was thrilled. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much for not just, coming in and doing the wrong thing just so you can make the money. And I'm like, it brought me back. I'm like, yeah, I remember those days where, I'd be so counting on, I knew that I was going to make this money today. I love the freedom of not having to live like that today, guys. And again, it's one of the beauties of working a program consistently. I get to do the right thing. And it's funny because when she said it to me, I was like, oh, I would. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I remember those days. That would have been a really big deal to me a couple of years ago. And I'm so happy, man. The thing about working a recovery program is the more you put into it, the more you actually do the work, follow the steps, follow the spiritual work is it lightens the load. I don't feel the burdens that I used to in my past life. And we're going to talk about something after the reading that I'm shocked, I'm happy about. I made some huge progress today in putting my former life to bed. Literally the last step of my old life, wreckage of my past, and it's a big one. I did some major work to get rid of that today. And we'll talk about that after the reading. But so anyway, guys, you do the work, right? You understand resentments. I've been shocked at just how many resentments I was walking around with. And the thing of it is, as I've been able to let go of them, and I have a long way to go. Believe me, resentments can be as simple as getting mad at people in traffic, and you'll never get rid of all of them. We're not perfect. We're human, right? We're always but the more I work to let go of them and just accept things and accept myself and look to see if it's really something that's when I'm aggravated with something by somebody else, is it really something about myself? The more I do this, the more it blows my mind. And then when I do and I work on them, I'm shocked at how easily I deal with things today, how little stress I have. I'm telling you that the biggest reason I look so much younger than I did a year and a half ago is literally just the lack of stress, guys. Think of like this reading's going to talk about, every resentment is just holding you back, holding you down, obstructing what you could be. And the thing is, as you get better, your life will get better, your opportunities will get better. So when you don't do the work, you just don't know how much you're holding yourself back from what could be so much a better life. You don't know what's possible unless you try to find it, right? Anyway, Lightening the Load is what we're going to talk about today, guys. That's the title of the Just for Today NA meditation. I really like this reading. Lightening the Load. It will not make us better people to judge the faults of another. It will make us feel better to clean up our own lives. Sometimes we need something tangible to help us understand what holding a resentment is doing to us. We may not be aware of how destructive resentments actually are. We think, so what? I have a right to be angry, and you probably do. Or, I might be nursing a grudge or two, but I don't see the harm in that. Well, to see more clearly the effect of holding resentments is having on our lives, we might try imagining we are carrying a rock for each resentment. A small grudge, such as anger at somebody driving badly, might be represented by a pebble. Harboring ill will towards an entire group or race of people could be represented by an enormous boulder. If we actually had to carry stones for each resentment we're harboring, we would surely be exhausted of the weight. In fact, the more cumbersome our burden, the more sincere our efforts to unload it would be. The weight of our resentments hinders our spiritual development. If we truly desire freedom, we will seek to rid ourselves of as much of the extra weight as possible. As we lighten up, we will notice an increased ability to forgive our fellow human beings for their mistakes and to forgive ourselves for our own. We will nourish our spirits with good thoughts, kind words, and service to others. And the affirmation is just for today: I will seek to have the burden of resentments removed from my spirit. And guys, it's a big one. And it's funny because this is one of those readings that, had I not gone as far as I have in recovery, even in early recovery, like, or even maybe I was still in rehab, I would have absolutely just, yeah, okay, that's nonsense. How do you? I didn't believe for a second that any of this steps were possible. For the longest time, I was out there failing, and never mind an active addiction, but even the times that I had tried to find recovery, I never gave myself over to the program. I never took these things as rule, as law, and I never tried to apply them in my life. I used to hear these things and just think, oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. How could you do such a thing? I was giving away my power. I was giving away my power to change my life for the better by blaming everybody else and thinking that I was precluded or excluded from being able to do any of these things. Guys, the culmination of how far and how long I was out there didn't all it does is make more dramatic the difference in what I'm doing today, because like I'm showing, you can go from so far that way to like not, feeling like you're unstoppable today, and it's beautiful. Like I love it, and I have let go of the resentment of, well, why couldn't I figure that out earlier? Because I didn't, and it is what it is. I'm just so incredibly grateful that I do today, and that's the beauty of it, guys. Because I see that there's no value in being mad at myself for what I missed out on. I don't have a time machine. I can't reverse time. I can't go back and fix it. What I can do is not let it hold me back any further. Do the work now and see what a difference it's making in my life. And it absolutely is. Like, it is unbelievably shocking. My friend Doug, actually my friend, all right, we're going to talk about some stuff today. Like, there's been some big developments lately. My friend Doug called me today, and he's just thanking me. There's another situation going on at work where, again, my work is making others shade. I'm shining a light on other people's, shit. I mean, just people taking advantage, people double book, billing him, robbing him, basically, right? Taking advantage of my good friend. And I'm not out here, blowing the whistle on them. But over the course of the year, he's seen what I can do for him. And again, I don't even work for him. He's my customer at this point. But he's also my friend. He also trusts me to run his business. So he pays me a lot of money, pays my company a lot of money. And he sees what's possible when you just work hard. And again, he's not expecting anybody else to do what I can do in a time frame, because he knows I'm highly skilled and I'm good at what I do. But it also shows the light. When I show up at a job and I can do the job in 2 hours, and then somebody else turns in an estimate for 6 days, that's absolutely disgusting. Like, yeah, I'm fast, I'm good at what I do, but I'm not working miracles. I'm not doing what's not possible. So for you to, try to charge and bill 6 days for what I can do in 2 hours, like, clearly you're taking advantage of the situation. These things are coming to light. Further than that, he sees what I'm doing, knows what I'm saving, knows what I want to do, sees the clarity I have, sees the game. As a matter of fact, my friend Doug has given me a new nickname. I'm the man of many nicknames around here. Everybody in his family and all my friends, everybody has a different nickname for me. And Doug's latest nickname for me is Freeway. And I'm like, where the hell did you come up with Freeway, right? It used to be Elmer Fudd, so I'm moving in the right direction, right? I've actually got a sign above my auto repair shop that says Elmer Fudd's Auto Repair. Because again, I don't let things like that bother me. So I asked him, anyway, when I asked him where Freeway came from, he's like, well, think of the biggest freeway you can think of in Los Angeles. And I'm like, oh, the 405. And that's where it came from, because I'm putting up 405 pounds at the gym. And he's so proud of me for that it literally gave me, it's a stupid little thing. But guys, that makes me feel proud. Like, that's, it's a beautiful thing. Further, we were talking today, and he's like, I'm so glad you've actually been doing the work that you're doing and saving what you've been saving. And I said, well, yeah. I said, clearly. He goes, that would have been nice had that apartment. We were looking at a what we thought was a 3-family house in Medford to buy and turn into condos and turn my investment into like tenfold, turn 100,000 into $1 million possibly, right? Like legit. He's done it many times over, and he's offered me if I keep doing what I'm doing when the project's right. So anyway, we saw him, we thought it was going to be right, and it turned out that the third apartment was illegal, so we didn't pull the trigger on it. And he's like, just keep doing what you're doing. The project will come. And I'm like, Doug, I'm not worried about it. I trust fully that it will. I'm just doing my part of it. When a deal comes up, if I don't have money saved, I miss out. I've missed out on for 10 years. He said so many times, if you would just save some money, I would have got you on this and da-da-da. So this time I'm doing it. I'm saving the money. I have money saved. He called me today. He said, hey, listen, there is a single-family house in Medford that is going on the market next week for $500,000. But we've already looked into it. We can turn it into 2 condos. So he goes, are you interested? You want to split it at 50-50? Absolutely. I have the money in my account. No problem. And it's not even going to break me at this point. So if everything checks out, in the next couple of weeks, I might be buying a property that is going to turn the biggest investment I've ever dreamed of in my life, but not even all of what I've saved. Realistically, we would probably be looking at a projected profit of between 500 to 700,000 each for our investment, and like that's shocking. Upwards, half to $750,000, and this year I could make on that profit because I've done this work. Like this program has given so much to me and given me an opportunity to do these things. But again, I'm only able to do these things because everybody wants to collaborate, wants to see me shine, because I've taken these things to heart. Like and literally, guys, I used to laugh at meditation, at yoga, at all these different esoteric things. Now they're my baseline. Self-development is what I do on a daily basis. That's my hobby. I don't watch TV. It's why I always say I don't watch TV. I don't watch this radio. I listen to, and I watch different videos on personal development. It's all I do. I just feed positivity into my brain. And lo and behold, I see the changes in myself. I see myself today. I was driving through the downtown Boston this morning on my way to Roxbury to that tile job that ended up getting canceled. And that was fine. I found other work to do. We had a great day. But traffic was an absolute nightmare. And again, even so much as a month and a half ago, I'd be like, ugh. I know, like I just put on a video, not watching it, but put a video to hear through the speakers of the truck, and I'm just taking in positivity. And literally, I made a point of, instead of fighting for that next spot, just wave them in. I'm like, I'm gonna get there as quick as I'm gonna get there. This traffic, it's not gonna be a 15-minute ride. It's gonna be an hour ride. So if it's an hour, what's the difference if it's an hour and 10? Because I let a few people go, and I feel good about myself at the end of the ride instead of feeling like, oh, I can't stand people. That's the thing, guys. I can't change other people's driving or lack thereof, but I can change my reaction to it. I can understand that it is what it is. I can't go out and fix them. So just rather than risking an accident or making it dangerous or getting myself all stressed out, just be kind and hope it pays forward with some of these people. And it made all the difference. So then, lo and behold, by halfway through the day, Doug's calling me, hey, you've done the work. I'm so proud of you. I need you to do this and you do this. He's putting more work on. He's like, listen, those invoices you turn in, just because I'm giving you a lot of work right now. I'm demanding a lot of you. Don't, because he knows I give him breaks when he starts to give me a lot of work in the week. Because I don't want to hit him for, over $3,000 a week. It just seems like a lot. And he's like, no, I'm asking you to do the work. Charge me what it is. Life is expanding beautifully. So, one thing I wanted to talk about. There is a situation that I've had, not necessarily hanging over my head because I don't hold any time, I don't have any warrants out, I don't have any open cases, but I have some past closeouts that I have never done. And again, so long as I don't go out and commit a crime or something, it's not going to bite me in the ass, but I can't move forward, and one of the reasons it's going to move forward is with going to get a mortgage. Like, these things could come into play. So I'm like, you know what? I just want to put the last of that to bed, and I really don't have to. It's like, basically, if I moved out of state to one particular state, and I go to get my driver's license in that state, this stuff would come up. But so long as I don't have to do it. But I'm like, at the same time, it's still there on my record, and it's wreckage in my past that I haven't cleaned up. So I've decided, and again, I don't know what's going to happen in the future with all this communication and interstate communication, real ID, federal stuff. At some point, I could be blindsided by this, and they could literally come in and say, "Hey, we're shutting your business down. We're taking your driver's license away." Like any of these things could happen if states start communicating more, which to me, honestly, just makes sense that they will. So I looked into it once before, and the fees and reinstatements and everything were going to be about $25,000. And I'm like, hell no, I can't do that. Well, I've decided that I have to do that because it is something I owe. It is wreckage of my past, and I can't be my best self in recovery knowing that that's hanging over my head and that's out there. So I reached out and I went and did round one with them about 6 months ago, and I got everything. I just last night finished the last requirement for it, and I sent that paperwork off today, and that opened into the next chapter, which I know is the big one. And I did so with gratitude. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't want to put all this money down on a house, because that's the thing, guys. Like, depending on the project, if we do a 4-family house and it's a $200,000 deposit, I don't want to spend every dime of what I have matching so I own is more of the house than I can afford to, then find out that I got to pay this to keep myself safe. So I want to get this out of the way so that all the money in my account is free and clear for an investment, right? Makes sense? So, and again, the beauty of this single family turned into a 2-family is I can do that, satisfy the 50% requirement, and I still have plenty of money in my account to take care of my legal obligations. So I think it makes perfect sense, and God's really good about that, guys. When you're doing the right thing, things will just make sense. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get this done so I know what I have to pay. So I did. I went today, and I got my appointment scheduled for next Thursday, the 19th at 3 o'clock, and I had them formally print out all of my obligations. They come out to, as it stands right now, I don't know if they're going to tack some fees and whatnot on to what I have to go in and do it, I'm sure. But the current obligation is an additional $11,900. Okay, well, I owe it. It's money I've owed. It's basically just fees and fines that I didn't pay from every criminal act I've had for the last 20 years. And I've gone to jail, and I satisfied the obligations on them that way. But there's the whole financial end of things of getting yourself fully reinstated. Now I see it's probably why I didn't get a stimulus check, because I've got all this court financial stuff hanging over my head from another state. Probably precluded me from having any financial assistance from the government. So I've decided to honor it and take care of it. And lo and behold, when I looked into it a few years ago, it was almost 25 grand. It's half of that now, right? At the same time, I walked out of the building today going, holy shit, I'm going to go pay the government $12,000 in back fines. And I expected to feel the anger and the rage, and I didn't. I felt gratitude. Like the idea of literally putting this to bed, this has been hanging over my head. Or it's been not even hanging over my head, but it's been something I've known is out there since 1997. The first of the stuff on this paperwork is. That's 28 years, guys. Almost actually 29 years now. So after 29 years of wreckage, I get to pay it off. And the thing is, I don't have to go borrow it. I don't have to go beg. I don't have to go ask for a hearing to educate it down to law. No, it's what I owe. I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pay it with gratitude. And I'm going to put it to bed. And I'm going to prove to myself that I can handle and face anything. And then lo and behold, I get the opportunity to buy in this property. And it just so happens to be a smaller property. So I have enough money to buy half of it. And still have the money to pay off all that. And then still have more money in the bank than I've ever had in my former life. Like, it's amazing today, guys. So that's what shows me this is the right project. Because it fits in and everything works. And that's how it works when you're working a spiritual program. But only if you do your part. None of this would have popped up if I hadn't started out by saying, okay, I got to get this stuff taken care of. Like, guys, and you can't say, well, how do you know? Sure, believe what you want. I believe what I see. I believe the miracles that are manifested one after another. Every time I take a leap of faith and do something right, something absolutely amazing drops into my lap that goes hand in hand. I can't do any of these things if I don't take care of these things. So I'm taking care of these things because I can, and I've worked hard all year to have the financial stability to be able to do so. Guys, it's absolutely amazing. I'm living proof that this program works, and that the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that. Guys, I couldn't be happier. Like, literally, the idea of putting the last 30 years of financial and legal wreckage to bed, talk about lightening my load, right? That's what it does. Let go of resentments. Take care of what you got to do and be the best version of yourself. Amazing, beautiful things will happen in your life. I promise you that. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.